Pretty pumped. What's up, guys? Good morning. Today is gonna be a little bit different. As most of you know, I'm usually the one doing the coaching. Today, your boy gets coached. So I have that coming up here in a few minutes. Walking Elvis right now. Get this coaching with a new friend. His name's Paul. Met over here at Regroup Coffee. Always really good people over at Regroup Coffee. Paul is actually gonna be coaching me and is also gonna be doing corporate training for my agency. So everybody on my team excited to get started once Elvis here finishes up and gets going. So I'll check in with you guys in a few and be back with hopefully some things that I walked away with. Stay tuned. All right, patiently waiting on Paul to give me a ring, and then we're getting started. When I think of the phrase high performance, I think of somebody who they're in a subset of people in their profession where they stand apart. I think of somebody a lot of people want to be around and learn from. I think of competitive to a degree. I feel like I'm taking the steps necessary to make what I'm wanting happen, but I feel like I could be doing 10 times more. Or I could have 10 times more impact with the things I am doing to achieve twice the impact. I mean, I feel like there's time in my day where I'm not being productive. Not that I necessarily have to be, but I look at that time as an area where I could at least double my productivity just by working longer. So I know we're nearing towards the end of our time here. The clarity around the aspiration on my why. We talked through a couple different whys, like with freedom and space, and we've talked through a couple different whys and triggers to get you there and that sort of thing. Probably best for the next session, I'm assuming, for us to talk about, but that is something that I would definitely like clarity around, and I feel could help me a ton. This has already been beneficial. I started this session out dragging my feet a little bit and it was hard for me to get into it, and it was hard for me to get present. And then we got into triggers and got into that, and now I'm moving in my seat. So yeah, I literally feel different right now than I did an hour ago, or 40 minutes ago when we hopped on this. I like the trigger thing. That hits ahead for me because I've been doing this for years, literally at least 3. I need to get an egg timer. So if you can hold me accountable to that. I have an Amazon gift card here in my desk, and I'm going to use that right afterwards, and I'll go grab that. I like that there are levels to it, that it isn't always 30 minutes or 25 minutes or 33 minutes. It depends on the thing you want to get done. I find at about 50 minutes or an hour, my attention span goes away, and it almost goes away completely for the rest of the day. So for me, the 25 minutes for some things are good, and the lower stuff is going to be really good. The 50 minutes for the mundane shit that has to get done, but anything new or new habit-wise, right now, I have a bunch of systems I need to put together in my business, and I'm not even spending a minute on it a day, let alone 3. If I just spent 3, I'll probably end up spending 10. Or let me change my word, investing 10. Thank you, brother. Much love. I appreciate it. Guys, that was insanely insightful. I woke up a little groggy and not feeling too well in my throat. Hold on. My AirPods started working again. Hear Grant Cardone yelling at me. So yeah, woke up kind of foggy, even started the session not that focused, and we got into it, and man, I woke up, I could tell you that, and had some really good insights, and I'm excited. That's a new thing. I'm going to be getting those sessions weekly, learning and continuing to grow my capacity and my impact. And so stay tuned here if you guys want to hear about those, or ask in the comments what those wins are, and those sort of things. But one of the things that I wanted to leave you with is something I've been doing for a few years that Paul helped me level up on, which was using timers. Oftentimes we wake up in our day and we have this big important task we have to do, and it becomes this big mountain. Sometimes that's getting out of bed, sometimes it's sending an email. Well, in the past, I would set a 25-minute timer to get that thing done, and sometimes that can be effective for productivity, and sometimes that can be effective for certain tasks. But when it comes to a task that feels like a mountain, or is that number one thing you have to do and you've let it become this big thing, oftentimes, or the best practice Paul helped me to realize is to reward yourself, to get it done, but to reward yourself along the way. And so what he recommended is, okay, not using a 25-minute timer or a 50-minute timer, just do 3 minutes or 10 minutes if it's something that feels big, if it's a new thing that you're learning or a new habit that you're trying to deliver. So I'm really pumped to be implementing that and to learn from that. It's noon now. Although I had coffee, that was from yesterday. I have a free one from Regroup today, so I'm gonna go get a good chai tea latte with a couple shots of espresso. I had a 2 o'clock today. That's canceled. That'll just be a phone call now. That's a personal branding strategy session. And then later on, my buddy Cody, aka Collateral, he's launching a new project, and so he's invited me over to Tempe to go check that out. So maybe I'll bring you guys along for that, depending how I'm feeling. So I'm gonna continue to keep the day going. Already got some self-dev going. Already got some networking. Already got some follow-up. Gonna go get this chai tea latte and maybe get some avocado toast, because I'm just not feeling that well.